I want you to explain to me what actually happened and what stage are you now?
Okay, right from her birth.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Christiana Patrick and she's Victoria. So I gave birth to her. She was born with a hole in the heart, and when she came out, she didn't cry. So that resulted, I'm sure that resulted to some damage on the brain, or in the brain rather. So at a point, we found out that she was not growing properly. She was not reaching some milestones. She was not doing some certain things like a year old can do and all of that. So when one time she was sick, we took her to the hospital. The doctor examined her and told us that he found out that there's a strange noise in her heart. And then they referred us to Lute. So since then, here in Nigeria, before we travel, all they have been concentrating on is that heart, giving her medication so as not to cause some complication. In fact, since that they find out that there is something in the heart, I started all my life. I started living, going from Lute to the house, from Lute to the house, and again, I was not doing anything. I was not doing much for myself when I gave birth to her. So it was very hard for both of us. And then we were together. The father was actually helping us from beginning. At a point, he got tired and left. So it was just the two of us. But he was with us before we traveled. At a point, I started following some people, seeking help, making flyers for to raise money for her. So we were able to raise money to do passports and visa, to pay for visa. But we got help from one NGO that is working with a Gift of Life International. There is a man that owns an
Okay.
NGO that help kids to travel out for surgery. So he connected us to Gift of Life International, and they paid for her surgery and her flight ticket. So we got there. They did the surgery, and
Tickets.
after the surgery, Sam,
Continue, go
hello.
ahead.
Okay, after the surgery, they find out that the hole in the heart was not actually the main reason she's not growing. So
Okay.
they now tagged her a special needs child. So they decided to do some testing for her. That was extra thing because that was not what we went for. So they just added those ones. They did the genetic testing and then found out that she has some syndrome. There is this name they gave to her. They said that she has Wolf-Erskine syndrome, and again she has autism. She has autism trait.
Okay.
So after that, they said I should, as I come back to Nigeria, I have to continue with hospital, clinic, therapy, and early intervention will help her out. But when we returned, everything started being tough. The father got tired. He was no longer, in fact, sometimes we will fight because of money to feed the child and every other thing. It was really very hard for me. At a point, he left. He stopped even coming closer to us. So completely he
So if
abandoned the
so
child.
if I'll ask you now, where exactly is he, your husband?
He, the place
Yes.
we were living together, he's still there. He still lives there. I'm sure he still stays where we left him. You know, he left the house first. We don't know where he is. I now called the family members and everything. I told them I don't want again. Let everybody join hand. Let's see how we are going to take care of the child because I
Of the
can't do
child,
it
yes.
alone.
Yeah.
So the family, we went home for settlement, and the elders, we arranged the meeting, and he was told to be paying monthly. Let me stay with the child. At least his pay will help me to do something from home while I'm taking care of the child. And again, the child will
Has
go
it
to school and other things.
has he been paying monthly?
That's
Has
not
he been
even,
paying monthly?
no, sir.
When was the last time he paid?
That agreement he had in the village, he never did anything for that. Then when I came to Lagos, I started complaining. I do call him. Sometimes we will fight. I will quarrel him on phone. Like, why did he abandon the child for me? He will keep giving excuses. The same excuses he has been giving when I was with him. Then at a point, I found out that dragging him was actually adding to my pain, because the pain of taking care of the child and dragging this
Yeah.
somebody that was supposed to work with me is another pain entirely. So I decided to forget about him. I even blocked him so I won't be seeing him anywhere to be disturbing him. And I went to one orphanage, the orphanage that keep children, abandoned children. So I begged the woman that I am very stranded and I need to work. So they should keep the child for me for some time. Though she was scared
Yeah.
at a point that I was going to run away. I told her, she said I have to involve the father. That is a must. I told her how the father is feeling reluctant, that this father doesn't want the child anymore. He said no, that he must be involved. So I found a way to beg him
Exactly.
and bring him closer to the woman. So the woman interviewed him and tell him that he should by himself say how much he can be paying for the child's feeding, since I'm going to be starting work newly. And then on his own, he pledged
Yeah.
15,000. They said the 15,000 is small, but they will accept, no problem.
Yes.
Since it's an orphanage, people give them stuff and other things. But at a point, I didn't even work up to three
Yeah.
months. He stopped. As usual, he stopped. They were dragging with him, calling him, disturbing. In fact, though the orphanage was not taking good care of her, but then I would just want to let her be. I used to pray to God to keep her alive so I can get the money to take care of her. They were not taking
Yeah.
care of her. And again, they were dragging with the father to pay the money he was supposed to be paying.
Father.
I have my own agreement with them. My own is to be buying things. Whenever I'm coming to see the child, I'll buy all the things they need, diaper, anything at all.
You have
And I
to buy
was
something.
doing it. I was even doing extra
Mm.
because I needed them to take care of the child for me. As I'm working, anytime I collect salary, I divide it and bring out the one I will use for her and then keep one for myself. So because of his attitude, they started threatening to return the child. And to be sincere, whenever I visit the orphanage, I always shed tears because the child was actually dying. There was no life in her. She was not active. She was looking like this kwashoko, these children that lack malnutrition. Was looking very lean and thin, and she was always looking thin. And when I complain, they're actually doing me a favor. So they wouldn't want me to complain. They just want me to accept it like that. So when they started threatening, I brought her out from the place. I stopped work. I told them to give me time to resign from work. Then when I stopped, I carried her and I called the father again. I started again with him. I started calling him. Even since I moved out of the place, don't even know where we are living. And I made it to be so. So I started calling him to the money he pledged with those people. If he can be sending it in my account, since I'm now with the child, that it will help me a lot. So I told him that the money he pledged those people, he can be sending it to my account if I will bring out the child. He agreed, he accepted and said no problem. So when I brought her out, till today, I brought her out around August. I rounded up my work July, and then I stopped work around August. So I brought her out. Since that day to today, not even 1 naira. He has my account number. I dropped all my details for him, but he has never
Okay.
even called to even say
Okay.
how is the child doing.
Okay. I want to ask you, where have you been to when it comes to you seeking help for this child?
I have gone to Alausa. I've gone to Alausa, Ikeja here,
Where in Alausa?
secretariat, secretariat,
Okay, whose office?
the Department for Disability, Lasoda.
Okay, because I actually wanted to mention Lasoda. If you've been there, and then what did they say when you got there?
The time I got there, I told them, they were asking me what I wanted. I told them about the father and how it's difficult for me to keep the child, and that I needed a home where I would keep the child so I can be free a bit, at least to work and take care of her. So they directed me to one woman in charge of children, in charge of some homes around the place we live, that's Ijebu side. I met with the woman. I told her. She said her own, she has a foundation. She's running her own, but by words and reaching out, that she doesn't have a home. She doesn't have building yet. That she can, if she find anyone that she can take the child to. And since then, I've just been following her. Sometimes she gets things from the government. She calls few of us, the mothers that have children like this, will come and take. That's how we've been managing. She didn't give me any home for the child. And they tried registering her for in case of any benefit from government, but they were unable to do that. And coming all the way from that place, carrying her around to here was difficult for me. So sometimes when I come, they will not attend to me. I will go back, come again. At a point, I got tired of coming, and they were unable to register her.
But why were they unable to register her? They should be able to have registered.
The last day that they were supposed to do that, they complained of her movement. They needed to do LASRA, right? I think it's
Okay.
LASRA. They needed to do LASRA for her, and they were complaining about how to capture her. She was not staying.
Do you have last? Do you have last?
I have mine, but she doesn't have. That period I was supposed to do for her, I did my own. Then I like about one local government down there and this here in Secretariat, I tried doing for her. They keep complaining about her movement, how to capture her.
Okay, but I don't think that should be an issue on how to capture her. Since you are there, you should be able to hold her and then they will do the capturing. So I don't think that should be an issue for them to have. Maybe there is one other thing that, I mean, they are actually trying to cover up that they don't want you to know about, because capturing any child with autism is not an issue. Shouldn't be an issue at
The local government there, I think it's a Kotu local government. That time I tried. At a point, the guy he was trying not to make it look like he's in a haste. Sometimes he will keep, according to them, there is how the camera is. It's not like ordinary camera. So the child needs to stay steady for a few minutes for it to roll and
all. To
capture. So
capture it.
I tried
Okay.
my best. I even used her favorite music. We tried. At a point, I gave up. The man said I should try again later. That other
Mm.
people are waiting. We stayed there more than 1 hour, sef.
Okay, so in this case now, I really don't want to drag this whole thing too far. What exactly do you want people to do for you? Like now, you've been to so many places, you've been to hospitals, now there are some well-meaning Nigerians that are out there that would see something like this. And in fact, there are so many other NGOs that I feel once they see this video, they'll be able to, stretch out a helping hand. A lot of them are out there. Maybe you really don't know about them, but yes, there are a whole lot of them out there. Yeah. So tell me now, what exactly do you want such NGOs to do for you and also for the child?
The thing is, with all I have checked and all places we have gone to and how far we have gone, I've come to realize that money is the main problem here. Like now, she's
Okay.
lacking a lot. She's not using her medication. She's not going for any clinic for the proper clinic that she's supposed to have. All this uh, pediatric neurologists that they have referred us to several times, I'm unable to get them because of money. So many things
Yeah,
involved:
money.
therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medication. She do have seizure most times when she's sick. So all these things is all about money. And since I don't have the money, so far all I've been looking for is charity organizations that do keep them free of charge. And it's hard to get them because some of them will complain that they no longer have what it takes to care for the children. Most places I've tried, they tell me there is no space. And some will be scared that I might keep the child with them and they will not see me again. So there are actually
Yeah.
some centers and special needs schools that does the job of therapy, do a lot of things for these children for them to get better. But then I have to pay for it. If I can get one, it's still money that I need to use. Maybe I keep her in a place, not just to keep her like an orphanage, but a place whereby they will understand her and know how to help her, both with medication and therapy that she needs.
Okay. So, straight to the point now. you said what you need now is money, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
you are asking Nigerians to stretch out a helping hand towards you and the child, so that they
Exactly,
can
sir.
at least support you financially in order to
Yes, sir.
take care of the child.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you also mentioned something that she has not been taking her medications. Does she have medications already that she's not taking? Or what you mean is the medications are not ready for her to take?
The medications are not ready. The one that she normally take before was for the seizure. And since we stopped going for clinic because of money, she has not been using it. So it makes the seizure to go and come steady. Sometimes
But you have the
it comes and
medications.
no. I've not been using it for a very long time now. So the only way, whenever she have the seizure, like the last one she had, it was very hard. The seizure refused to stop. Sometimes it will come and it will not stop. She will keep having. She can even have it the next day. So it's only when I take her to emergency room at the hospital, they will not use
Yeah.
emergency seizure medication to stop. Anti-seizure. There is one they use for emergency. They always use it to stop it. That's when it will calm down. Without that medication, it can continue like that, and it damage a lot. The little I have done for her at home, sometimes it makes her to forget and go back again entirely.
Okay. Let me see the face of the child. So you were showing me the other time the place they did the surgery.
Yes, the mark. Hello. Hello.
Okay, no problem. So so once the video, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. So I was saying that I will try my best to post out the video. Okay.